Morning. Yes, we're back with another episode, another episode. Today we have a lovely lady, and I will allow her to introduce herself. We started a conversation, I will have to say, and in that conversation we started to talk about investing in Africa and recovering from the history of slavery and the after effects. And then it was going deep, so I had to pull over the car and get the mics out, and do a little bit of illegal driving, but we're here now and we're going to have an interesting discussion. It's probably going to be the full 21 minutes of the journey. So nice to have you here today.
Hi, that was so unexpected.
Do you want to introduce yourself, as in where your history, where you come from?
Sure. So, my name is Telly. I'm ex-sixth form lecturer. I'm a healer. And I'm very much interested in investing in Africa. My children are mixed African. I'm from the Caribbean. Although I'm Caribbean, I feel that Africa is home.
What island are you from, Caribbean?
Right. So I was born and raised in France. However, my dad is from French Guiana, which is next to Brazil. And my mom is from Haiti.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. And you know the history of both countries?
French Guiana, not so much. Haiti, I do.
Okay.
And I just want to mention, if you want to donate anything to support Haitian people, we have a charity called UK in London. UK. They have been supporting Haiti, and they're trying to collect donation and do some charity work in Haiti for children, and also build a school in Port-au-Prince.
Okay, that's
so I
good.
had to mention.
Now, just to jump in there, we were talking about the difference with the different cultures. From obviously Black American to Black Caribbeans to the different, like you got French Caribbean, you got English Caribbean. We're talking about the progression. Now you were giving me your reasons to why you feel the Black French ex-slave countries, the colonial countries, are slightly behind in being proud of themselves, let's say, in compared to like the Black Americans and let's say the Black British who are destined from the Caribbean?
Well, obviously, I'm come from a country that's been colonized by the French, and I've been living here for over 20 years, so I can tell the difference, and I've noticed that the way the country's been colonized by the French, anyways, were very suppressive, very dominative, very like, for example, they would colonize a country, they would build like whatever, and then when they left, they took everything with them. However, with the British, I felt like they allow the country to develop themselves, to be able to be self-sufficient. And I think that's why the economy, the British colonized country, I don't know if I'm making sense, but...
Well, you are. I'm following you, so feel free to go on.
Their economy is much better than those that's been colonized by the French. They're still behind, and the French make sure that they have the foot down to stay behind.
Mm-hmm. From what I know, the French, when Haiti did the Haiti Revolution, and against obviously the slave owners, the French government and their masters, it threw off the French economy. That parts of America that was owned by the French had to be sold.
And to pay.
And French also said, okay, you can have your freedom, but you need to pay us.
Yes.
And in paying us, all your natural resources we must get first dibs, first opportunity to mine them before any other country. And if you need money from those natural resources, you are only allowed 20%. Yeah. And that 20%, it will be considered a loan and you pay us interest. Now that's even till this very second.
Well, we've paid the debt.
You
we
paid the
have
debt?
paid
Oh,
it.
you paid the debt? Okay.
We've paid it. And
Haiti's paid it as well?
well, I'm talking about Haiti.
Okay. I'm just.
But
that's
there's
what I knew.
always something else. There's always some loan, things like that.
Now with the British,
Embargo.
with the British, from what I know, they didn't leave. They never really left. They still own most of the land, a lot of the land in the Caribbean. They still managed to entwine themselves. It's like South Africa and their independence from the apartheid. 40% of white people in South Africa are British. The British are the actual ones who formed the apartheid. And they still own the biggest mines. Not even the Afrikaners, it's the British. And the same thing is in Jamaica. And I have to speak on Jamaica because that's where my heritage comes from in the sense of this whole slave trade. And what I've noticed is that there's laws like you weren't allowed to build a new hospital, not allowed to build new places of education. So therefore, those things hold any country back. Now the Chinese are moving in there and building stuff, and the British are complaining, saying don't trust them. But I say, yes, we've got to be careful of the Chinese, but at least they're doing what you should have done.
It is another thing, this one,
Go
seriously,
on.
because I've got a friend that had projects in Nigeria, and he needed a company to like dig up the oil. Yeah, Chinese would do it for cheaper, but what you have to give up for that is like you're selling your soul.
But can I point out,
So
what I'd say to that though, Jamaica, the Chinese came to Jamaica 4 times with an offer, and every time they told them to go away, until the 4th offer was more reasonable, in, let's say, more in Jamaica's interest, let's say. You know, we know many politicians around the world are corrupt, but they sent them away, where other countries just took the first offer. So if they have taken a bad deal, then I always put that on the country themselves, the president themselves, because you don't have to take that deal. You were doing okay, reasonably okay without them.
well, it depends on what they offer under the table. You know what I mean?
You know Shankara?
No.
Okay, Shankara, he's a French guy. He's dead now. He was the president of, was it Mali? Yeah, you must have. Okay.
Oh, I'm not too much into politics, believe
Okay.
me.
Well, Shankara,
I'm a peace and love person.
Okay, he became president.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was Mali or some French-speaking country in Africa, and he said to the French, "We don't need you." And he taught people about national pride. He had that national clean-up day, things like that. But what he also did, he said, "We need infrastructure, and we have a high percentage of unemployment. And instead of getting ourselves into debt, we've got the physical capability." So he said, "We're going to build a railway track themselves." And what they did, he got all the people, all the women with their pots and pans, everybody who's able-bodied, man and women and teenagers, and they all piled up the rocks and built the railway line themselves in 4 months. He made all the politicians buy cheap, affordable Russian cars, yeah, that weren't fancy but just did the job.
Yeah.
And you didn't have any big entourage. Eventually the French killed him.
Look, the French is always in the country, still in Mali. I've got personal bond with that because I've got family that are in the military. I'm scared that there will be a conflict within the African Union because of Mali. We need unity.
Yeah.
I want people to support Mali. I want the African countries to support Mali because they're fighting for the corner.
Mm-hmm.
But it's everybody's corner, really. It's every African's.
But then you could say the same for when Gaddafi was trying to bring a united currency for Africa to basically conquer the Western powers overnight.
And it's all about power. Who's going to have the power? They don't want Africa to move forward. But I believe now, like I see my children now, I see my daughter that wants to invest in Africa. And it makes me glad because why would we invest in a country that doesn't want us? They don't want us here, but they want our money. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, I see.
We have to be wiser now.
Yeah.
We have to be wiser.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I hear you. What countries have you considered investing in, and why?
Oh, obviously, it depends on my needs.
Yeah, I'm interested. We're interested to hear.
I choose Togo because first of all, I've got people that I know there. First of all, I thought about Ghana. I went there. I loved it. But the money, the economic is like the money is too much. I'm like, where are they going?
Oh, they're charging you high prices?
Well, no, I mean, with Togo, I can do much more. Or if I go to Nigeria, I can do much more with my money, with the British pound, honestly. So I thought, what's the point to pay extra? I'm not the typical expat that just going to go there and build a house and live there 3 months every year, you know. I'm looking to move there and live there and be self-sufficient. Have a farm, something. Have my freedom. That's what I want, freedom. So Togo for me was good because the people there are very cool, they're quiet, they're very friendly. The money, you can do much more with your money compared to Ghana. And they speak French, so I speak French. That's fine with me.
Okay. Have you thought of what kind of business you'll be interested in? You said you're not just going to build a house and...
Well, I've not decided yet. Obviously, for now, I just want to build something there, have a little farm, and then I'll think about business. But I'm a freelance anyways. I'm a teacher, I'm a healer, I do counseling, I do many things. So I can do that. I try to find something to do remotely, so I don't have to be in the UK to do my job. I could do it in my garden in Togo. So yeah, that's what I'm looking to do.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Mm-hmm. Do you wish you had started this process earlier? And if so, why?
No, because, it's the right time. Okay. I'm not going to be like the wizard, but I'm just saying you have to learn lessons before you can apply them. So I had to learn the lessons first.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good.
I lived my life in the city. I lived in Paris. I lived in London. Now I'm done. I'm trying to wind down and getting ready for retirement, in quote.
What was life like for you in Paris?
What do you mean?
Well, what was life like for you as a black person in Paris? What was life like?
Oh, I understood very clearly and very early that I wasn't wanted. And and I was not fitting as a black girl. That's the reason why at the age of 19 I decided to come to London and live there.
So I meet a lot of black people from France or French-speaking countries, and I always ask them, why didn't you go to France? And they say no.
You know what?
They say that London's better, and I don't just say this as a patriot for London, but they just say London's better and it's more acceptable and there's more job opportunities.
Look, I wanted to be an accountant. As a black girl, my opportunity in France would probably work at the post office or be a nurse, which I didn't want to. I wanted to be an accountant. And then I realized that the opportunities were not the same, were not equal. And I didn't, when I had the opportunity of coming to London, I just jumped on it. And I was glad to have had made that decision because it was the best decision ever. Mm-hmm. And I achieved my degree in accounting and finance and started training, doing my ACCA and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. That's good. You spoke about moving to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
What does the future hold for you in the sense of when you're going to move?
You want me to divulge all my plans? Oh.
No, it's putting your money where your mouth is. You're telling us when you're going to be doing something.
No. I'm not proving nothing to nobody.
Okay.
That's
to
the
yourself.
thing.
This is to yourself.
Oh, not even. I'm giving myself a plan B. But because I don't want to be stressed in any ways. I know it's going to happen. Obviously I've got a time scale. I'm thinking, okay, 3 years, I'm out. But you never know. It could be my health failing, it could be anything, you never know.
Okay.
But I'm giving myself 3 years.
Okay, that's good. And you've broken that 3 years down into action plans.
Yeah, so I've got small goals. So I'm traveling. I missed the travel last month. So I'm going to travel in September and then pick a land. And, from there we'll see.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot for that. And we wish you well.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you like that little episode about investing in Africa and why people invest in Africa and why they leave certain European countries and insist on going home. There's also due diligence and a number of other things. For more episodes, please subscribe and like and share. Have a nice day. We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day as well as vlogging on our social media channel. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.